Hey y'all, I'm back. I got a message today, and I've just been like meditating, and it just popped up so clearly. For those of you, this is your first time. Welcome, and to my regulars, welcome back. Um, Briefly, this channel was started to empower you, to take those people who are looking for answers and just telling my story to show you that there is a way out. My way was spirituality. My way was learning spirituality. And spirituality is basically one's way of life. So this is not promoting any group of people. This is not, which you'll hear me talk about at times, this is not talking anybody out of church. It's not talking anybody away from a pastor. Once I went through my spiritual awakening and I started having conversations with my friends, people that I knew, peers, co-workers, I got the look, like, because biblical teachings are strong, because it's speaking of a power, it's speaking of a entity, a force, a source that we see inadvertently all the time. And so what we've been taught is you got to get right so that God can show up in your life. And that was never the case. Never the case. I've always said at a very young age that, well, the Bible is, quote me, the Bible is a book of stories and fables. And, to create a standard. After learning spirituality, which talks completely against any type of religion-based belief system, stating that you can't get to the source through someone else. And I was like, okay, but so what are these churches about? I mean, I haven't been since I was 18, but what are the churches about? Realizing that spirituality sounded so biblical, I was able to go back and listen to like sermons, and pull out the fluff, pull out what's not really supposed to be there. And so that condescending, judging, banter, just opinions, just subpar interpretations, I was like, this ain't it. This ain't it. And then I started to dive deeper into the Bible by myself. So what I would do, and I cheated, don't get me wrong. What I would do is I would get to the sermon. They would put the scripture up that they were talking about. I would read it for myself. And then I would realize, okay, now let me listen to the sermon. And once listening to the sermon, it was like, them people working. This is a performance. This is blatant spiritual dead ends. Like they can only, that's why I say I don't talk against it, because that type of thing can only get you so far. Because for someone who's never been to church before, and then they're introduced to a power, hopefully they're able to discern this a performance, then say to themselves, I'm out of here, let me go study on my own. This also came from this dialogue comes from having a conversation with several different Christians, and one person asked a question, and when I tell you they were fumbling the ball, it was 3-4 different meanings to this one question, and I was like, y'all don't even know. And I'm talking about strong with it. And that's when I said to myself, fuck them people. They can't tell me nothing. They can't tell me nothing. So I'm here to say, get to source by yourself. Get with source by yourself. Yes, there is a Bible. Yes, it speaks about a power, but the word God is too small for me, because this is a power that creates worlds. This is a power that makes sure the moon comes up every night. This is the power that knows every hair on your head, that knew you before you were knitted in your mother's womb. This is a power that don't care nothing about nothing that you did. It knew you, and you knew it. It's a force. It's a source greater than you that you have to get to by yourself. And that's why I also say that it's a good tool, because if you look at the tool and you listen to the powerful scriptures or verses in there, now you talking about a girl, you talking about, for myself, city girl. For myself, I ain't going to nobody's church. For myself, have heard people say, well, who do you follow? And said no one, and watch those people's faces like, you know nothing. Well, guess what? Where your fruit at? Where's your fruit? It's people that still believe that you have to have a man take you to God. What? Fuck them people. You got to understand that there is a power greater than you. Lest your mother and father forsake you. It don't matter. We sit up and we worry about situations with other people all the time. Well, we're not getting along, and we're not getting along, and we're not getting along, and all the time God's trying to pull you from that anyway. You were never meant to be there anyway, because you're not getting to the source. So as I stated, I would say the Bible was written as short stories and, to create a standard, but bump that. Ain't no standard. Because either you're going to do what you're supposed to do, meaning, no, you can't go shoot up a grocery store and kill 10 people. You can't do that. So if that type of thing ain't in your brain, you can use the power. You can holler at the source. Oh, well, I got to get my life right because God ain't even going to listen to me now. They already made the power, the source, too small with a 3-letter word. And will fight you. Want to fight me over what I'm saying. But guess what? I know what I'm saying. And I'm saying it don't matter what I say. You get to them. You get to the source. You get to the power. Like I did. It don't mean nothing if you broke through spirituality and you don't apply it to your life. It don't mean nothing if you know God, your God, and you don't apply it to your life. Applying it to your life means believing with everything that you have that there is a source greater than you. And I mean, I hate to break it to you, you got to get to it by yourself. You have to renew your mind. You have to cleanse your heart. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Or she. You're going to have to do that. You think you're going to heaven or hell? Mm-mm. You going in the ground. Or up in smoke. You got to get it here. You got to live it here. The one verse that I keep going back to is, it was a big, big thing about Kevin Samuels. And I was like, I really don't even want to speak the man's name because I'm not speaking any harm on him. I mean, any ill thoughts on him. I heard someone say, it was karma. No, honey. No. The scripture says it the best. You fool. Your soul is quite required tonight. So, what did you do while you were here? What did you, not Kevin, you. What did you do while you were here? No man knows the time nor the hour. Like I said, very great tool. Very, very great tool. Because if you cut out all the static, fairy tales, stories, whatever you want to call them, I've said whimsical, but even parables, which is an earthly story that tells a spiritual lesson. Oh, you thought you was going to eat the apple from the tree of life and then you was going to be just like God? That don't work. Oh, you thought you was going to build a tower to heaven to see and talk to and be with God? That don't work. Earthly story kind of makes no sense, but it's to teach a spiritual lesson, to let your spirit know you can't build a tower to God. Okay, bet. You can't eat an apple and be just like God. Oh, okay. You can't do anything you want to do and get to the Father, the Creator. You know why? Because you have to cleanse your heart. You have to cleanse your mind. You have to renew your mind to let you know it is a source greater than you. And you can have anything once you realize that you are a child of the Father. You can have anything. As a man think in his heart, so is he. So why we not preaching that every Sunday? Why we not preaching meditation? Shutting down your mind, rolling back any negative thoughts that you have, any of them. Start with 3 minutes. Start with 5 minutes. Put it on the timer. I'm asking you to go there so that we can get further into what this is all about. You've been told something. Who told you you was naked? It wasn't a snake. The snake came in there and was talking. It wasn't a snake. It was a person. Who told you you was leftovers? A person. Then you heard that, and you kept that and carried that with you. Who told you you was black? Who told you you was white? Who told you you was a supremacist? Yeah. Yeah. You told yourself. You heard that. Somebody told you that. And you held that and you kept that with you. That's what will make a person travel 2 hours away to kill people that don't even know him. Don't even know that he existed. You heard white supremacy somewhere. You thought about it. You kept it in your mind and you held it in your heart to make you go out and actually do these things. We, as people, need to stop listening to people. That's it. That's it. Parents, once them kids get a certain age, it's nothing else you could do. There's nothing else you could do. Let them people live their life. Stop telling them what you think of their hair. Stop telling them what you think of they. You got that on? Because you are placing something on them. I can't tell you what to do with your kids, but you're placing something on them that the world already places something on them. I can't tell you what to tell people, but in the part with Kevin Samuels, I wish he wouldn't have told a lot of people the things that he told them, because it is something that ruminates in a person's mind that will have them celebrating online at his death. So everybody wants to say he's telling the truth. Well, no, that's his opinion. That's his opinion. And when you go over his life with a magnifying glass, I can't speak on that. Not judging nobody. Just saying, what do you want to be known for? All of this stuff going on, I'm telling you, I've said it, it's a spiritual warfare going on right now. You got to pick a side. These first 35 videos are going to be repetitive. We will get deeper into more and more things, but yes, pick a side and cleanse from being over there. Because that's what I had to do. My mind goes all the time. They say Libras rule the halls of the mind. So when I tell you, it took me, because I'd be like doing something heavy, honey, and be like, ooh, a butterfly. That's just the way that my mind works. So I had to dig deep. I had to put my galoshes on, honey, and grab my shovel and go in and stop. One practice I could tell you, every time something negative pops into your head about yourself or someone else, understand that we're all connected and roll that back. That's it. Nope, not thinking about like that today. And then we speak these things on ourselves. I'm having a bad day. I can't wait to get off work. And then what do? Every day you have a bad day. Every day you can't wait to get off work. When you ain't doing nothing but rushing to Friday, you rushing time. Let me clear that out, honey, because you know I don't talk like that, honey. This is my cleansing spray, honey. Yes, I will talk like that. I'll return the sender. But yeah, you have to understand the words that you're speaking out of your mouth. You're speaking to your spirit. You're speaking to the presence in you. So that's a practice. And we got about 10 more videos that I need to put out so I can meet my threshold, and that and I can earnestly come up here and speak with you all on the spiritual teaching process. But for right now, yes, it's going to be competitive. I want you to get to know my face, and I want to get to know you. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. But I'm a bit much, baby. I'm a bit much. You're not going to get the thee and the thou over here. This series, this starting of this podcast was basically to break down the biblical teachings and why people believe that stuff, because this country was built on it. It's simple. The country was built on it. And this book was given with the intention of dual teachings. So, yeah, I'm here to break it down. That's it. I'm here to break it down. I don't know which other way to put it. But I'm going to be here, and I ain't going nowhere. So, you know how I end my show. You. Yeah, you. I love you.